Okay, y'all, I said I was going to stop collecting failures and start counting my wins, no matter how small they are. And I'm pretty proud of myself today. It may seem small and it may seem like no big deal to most people because it's just a phone call, right? Well, as I've talked about in previous videos, I had, an appointment with a new doctor's office and it didn't go very well. They were very dismissive. They kept putting my symptoms in air quotes. She'd say, your brain fog, your chronic fatigue, all this, that, and the other. And while, I get it, not everybody's a specialist. But as a medical professional, if you're unfamiliar with something, don't be dismissive. Anyway, just quick backstory. I had to call them today to get my lab results. They wanted me to come in for another appointment to discuss them. And I had already made the decision not to go back there. But here's what I'm proud of myself about. Not only did I say, I'm coming to get my blood work, I'm not making another appointment, I'm not coming back to this office, I actually told them why. Speaking up to medical professionals, whether it's a doctor, a nurse, or, the office assistant, receptionist, whoever it might be, it's intimidating. And I say that as a former medical professional myself. When I went there, I didn't go for validation. I'd already been validated by other doctors, validated myself. I didn't need their validation. Really, the only reason I was going was for a referral and because I needed a general practitioner. Anyway, I told them because they tried to tell me that I had to come in for the blood work results. I wasn't going to do it. So I told them that I wasn't going to be coming back there because, she kept putting my symptoms in air quotes until she actually looked it up on the computer. And then she finally stopped that and somewhat validated that they were real, but was still, not in the best spirits about having been proved wrong. I digress. Anyway, I told them, I was dismissed about my symptoms. My partner who was with me, she dismissed him right away simply for the fact that he was a man. Can you believe it? And anyway, I told them this and, I said it very bluntly. I was nervous. Like I said, it's just a phone call. It shouldn't fill me up with nerves, but, my heart was racing. My stomach, I was nervous, but, I pushed through it. I told them I didn't appreciate the way I was treated. It brought up a lot of old trauma, triggers, anxiety, and it just derailed the entire point of the appointment. I just couldn't come back. And I wasn't rude about it. I was blunt. Sometimes you have to be blunt. It doesn't mean you're being rude. If they took it as rude, that's them. I'm sure they're not used to hearing the blunt truth from people. But my blood work shows that my instincts about my own body and my own mind have been right. And my journey this past year, I've now got lab work proving, it is a major improvement. They don't want to put me on cholesterol medication anymore. They don't want to put me on blood pressure medication anymore. They're not trying to pump me up with synthetic, B12, because I'm not anemic anymore. So I'm proud of myself for finally standing up to the medical system. But even more than just that, I'm working on finding my voice and not just being able to physically speak, but just having the confidence that I've got something to say, even if it's just to myself. And that's like my short this morning, reminding you to be nice to you. Speak your truth today, even if it's just to yourself, because that's where I started. And that's where it's finally getting me now. I feel better. I feel freer. And my test results prove that I at least know what I'm doing when it comes to my own self. And I want you all to take a minute today. Just think about one small, even if it seems small to somebody else, even if it seems small to yourself. Just reflect on it. Find the lesson in it. And be proud of yourself. Speak your truth today, even if it's just to yourself. The more you speak it out loud, the more you practice it, the more your nervous system, the more your body learns that it's safe. And eventually the easier it will become to start speaking it out loud to other people. Even if you still get that shaky, nervous, heart racing feeling, just keep speaking it. Eventually your body will catch up. Anyway, I hope this helps somebody today. Be proud of yourself. Be nice to yourself. Stay shiny.